Who is a teacher? And what does a teacher exactly do? And why do I ask this? Well, first let me wish you all a happy Teachers' Day. It is celebrated on the 5th of September in India and in many other countries. And today, I am Ammu, and in our channel, Ammu&You, I would like to talk about a true teacher, the true teaching, and the impact of the teaching on our lives. So, who is a teacher? Who can we say is a true teacher or a good teacher? Brad Henry said that a good teacher can inspire hope, ignite the imagination, and instill a love of learning. That is a good teacher. And what is teaching then? The one exclusive sign of thorough knowledge is the power of teaching. Says who? Said the great Aristotle. Yes, the knowledge has to be thorough when we start teaching. And a good teacher can inspire us to be the best of ourselves. They are our mentors, they can be our guides. They are the ones who actually show us the right from the wrong. They show us what the world is in its totality, and the best teacher is the one who develops the thinking mind, teaches us or shows us how to think, how to imagine, and how to always stick on to hope that we can do our best and we should do our best. All of us have had many teachers in our lives, and we remember a few of them all our lives. And why is that so? Why is it that some teachers, anywhere, irrespective of the location, age, gender, can be so inspiring? They can be such great educators and human beings that they can change lives. In 2017, the story of a 30-year-old young teacher from Pune, Maharashtra, went viral. You know why? Because during monsoons, he would walk 25 kilometers to teach just one child in a village school. The school was a mere hut, and the student waited every morning for his beloved teacher. And to teach that eager student, that teacher walked 25 kilometers every day. Hearing about it, with time, people started donating money so that the teacher could buy a transport to come and teach that child. How inspiring can this be? There is another story of a 40-year-old teacher in Bhopal. He is the peon and cook too for 150 pupils. His name is Pawan Mishra and is a one-man army who teaches in a small government school. Despite being handicapped by polio, he is an inspiration to students who wait for him in every class. Like all other educators, he is the only one who takes care of all admin work, correction of papers, lesson preparations, and serving the midday meals to children even. Pawan Mishra is keeping the school alive despite all possible odds. And what is he rewarded by? The devotion and the hunger to learn from his pupils. That is what all that a good teacher wants. Isn't it, friends? The dream begins most of the time with a teacher who believes in you, who tugs and pushes and leads you on to the plateau, sometimes poking you with a sharp stick called truth, said Dan Rather. And this is so very true in everyday life. You know, someone said, I was scared to go on the stage in front of so many people. When she said, my teacher, you are the best, it was the first competition that I won. This is being said by a small town girl participating in a dance competition at the state level. Seeing so many smart kids around, the girl was scared to even go up to the stage. My teacher, she's saying, who was accompanying her, patted her back, looked straight into the eye and said, you are the best. Her voice was so encouraging. The look was so full of faith that the girl just went up to the stage and killed it. She won the competition. That one line and one look from her teacher did the wonders, and then there was no looking back for her. Another example, a child says that it was a boy and he loved to sing, but it was his hobby, though a passion too. The teacher in his life made all the difference. He would ask the child to sing randomly in the assembly of the class, in any small gathering of the school. And he asked the child to focus on solo performances and gave him the confidence to sing on the stage. The first time, the teacher pushed him onto the stage, saying that you have to go and perform. What did the boy say? Sir, मुझसे ये नहीं होगा. I can't do this. Please मुझे जाने दीजिए. And what did the teacher say? चुपचाप stage पे जाओ और गाओ. And that day, a singing wonder was introduced to this world. Only because of that one push from the teacher. Friends, we see such examples all around us. If we notice them and we pay heed to them, then we can be so much more inspiring and do that small but firm stick-like job to our wards, children around us. Here is another student who says that I learned my biggest ever lesson from my class teacher, who taught me to live life on my own terms with the simplest message that she could give. I was too conscious about what people thought of me till she said one day, even if you're the sweetest of all mangoes, there will always be people who prefer strawberries. Stop trying to fit in. Learn to stand out, whosoever you are, wherever you are. And then, understanding that simple message changed my life, and there was no stopping. The test of a good teacher is not how many questions he can ask the pupils that they will answer readily, but how many questions he inspires them to ask him, which he finds hard to answer. This was said by Alice Wellington Rollins. And really, if we can inspire a child and develop the curious mind strong enough to ask questions for which even we might fail to get answers, that is the ultimate reward of a teacher. Here is another child remembering the child's amazing teacher. She said, however hard I tried, I still could not remember those long names of the chemicals. My parents had pressurized me to take science stream even though I wanted to study commerce. Chemistry was my weakest point, and I just could not remember the name of the chemicals, forget the periodic table. And then, after a couple of class tests with 0 marks, my teacher called me to her cabin and handed me a poem made on the names of the chemicals in the periodic table. And I still remember that poem. This is the power of teaching, and this is what a true teacher is. The teacher who is indeed wise does not bid you to enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your mind, said the great philosopher Khalil Gibran. What beautiful lines, threshold of your mind. And this is narrated by a teenager. I was a troubled child because I was a teenager in love. What will you do if you get her? The teacher asked me one day when I had a 0 in one of my tests. Marry her, I said in a stern voice, expecting a smack me for being involved in such nonsense. That is the rebellious attitude a teenager has. Defiance. And then how will you keep her happy with your slit wrists, short temper, and poor marks? You think you will be able to give her a life of happiness? And that was surprisingly the point of the change in my thinking. I was least expecting it, and it has been 6 years now. I am a changed student, and I still am dating that girl. What would generally adults do? Shout, smack, punish. But what did this true, wonderful teacher do? Set the mind to realistic thinking. That would you be able to do justice to the girl that you love today? And it all changed. So, my friends, children must be taught how to think, not what to think, Margaret Mead had said, and very rightfully so. Another child remembering the school days. I was following the routine punishment of sweeping the corridors with the broom for doing yet another mischief. I was a big prankster in class when the principal called me in and gave me a 6th Harry Potter book. He said, you sweep so well. And I just couldn't believe, because I was a big Harry Potter fan. And the 6th Harry Potter book had recently released, and only 4 books were ordered for the school library. Yet somehow he gave me one. And what a connection! I was sweeping out of punishment, and what did my principal do? He gave me Harry Potter's new book, where he also had a magic broom. That was magic for me, and that made my life magical because I changed. So, once again, happy Teachers' Day, friends. A teacher is a wonderful human being and can really be a life changer for each one of the students or youngsters or even adults. There is no age for being a student and there is no age for being a teacher. Think over it and let's be a true teacher ourselves to everyone around, and look for a true teacher for our own selves to learn the best things, the right things in life. Bye bye. Thank you for listening to this Teacher's Day message. Stay blessed and bye bye.